almost 3 months. So this is my second week of doing a rap and chat video, and I'm not quite sure what I'm going to talk about yet, but I'm going to go over into my hair and come back and show you guys what I mean when I say rap, because I won't be retwisting my hair. And this is my hers. This is my hair, freshly rinsed. Let's take a moment to appreciate the fact that I am about to be 3 months locked. Like, it's real. I've actually had this in for almost 3 months. I'm going to put grapeseed oil on the ends of my locks or throughout the shaft, and then I'm going to put scalp soother on the roots at my scalp. And this is how it's going to go. So for this rap and chat video, I'll be talking about what my ideal relationship would look like, and I guess my hobbies and personal interests. You guys gotta give me some ideas of what to talk about. I know there are so many topics, but I feel like I can't think of any once I get in front of the camera. Like, I feel like my mind goes blank. First of all, I had a lot of hobbies when I was in high school, but once I got older, I feel like those hobbies went to the wayside. The main thing that I do as a hobby now is read. I love reading. And I love, okay, it's weird. I love reading romance novels, right? But I don't really care too much for romance as of yet. I can literally finish like 2 or 3 books in one day, especially if they're good books. Once I start reading, first of all, don't bother me. If I'm ever reading a book, do not bother me, because I will be so annoyed. I don't know, with a book, I'm able to put myself into the actual situation. Like, I don't know how to describe it. I talk about books as if they're real life situations, like this shit actually happened. Yeah, I get so immersed in the book. I love books. I love reading. Right now, I'm rereading Think and Grow Rich. Not a romance novel, but it's a good book. So when I say I'm rapping it, I mean, okay, so you guys, okay, this one doesn't have that much, but you see the little fuzzies? All of those little fuzzies are about to get wrapped. And that's what I'm doing. So now this is just my ideal type of relationship. And it's not to say that if I don't get this type of relationship, I will never be in a relationship. It's just to say that if I could have it, I would love to. My ideal relationship would be, in my perfect relationship, it would be me and 2 other men. I know I'm about to get a lot of backlash for this, but that would be my ideal relationship. And when I say 2 other men, I don't mean like I'm in a relationship with 2 separate men. I mean, we're all in a relationship together. So as much as I'm into both of them, they would be into each other. Yeah, let's sit on that idea for a little bit. Okay, so let me just explain the different type of relationships there are. There are male and male relationship, which is homosexual or gay. Then there's woman and woman, like 2 women, which is also homosexual or lesbian. Then there are male-female male relationships. The woman is the focus. She's dating both guys and they're all in a consensual relationship, but the guys don't necessarily have a sexual relationship with one another. In a Then there's the male-male female relationship, which means that the guys do have a sexual relationship with each other and they're all three in one uniform relationship. Then it's just so many different types of relationships. Then there are the relationships where it's either polygamous or polygamous. Polygamous means the guy has multiple partners that he's in relationships with, and polygamous means that the woman has multiple partners that she's in relationships with. So my ideal would be male, female, meaning the guys are also into each other. I feel like I would be really happy in that type of relationship, but I don't know because I've never been in that type of relationship, but I would like to, try that out. For anybody that's new and like confused, I did a video on my sexuality, which I identify as sexually fluid. I don't have any specific criteria for the type of person that I would be into. I know what I don't like, but what attracts me to someone is completely different based on who the person is. I just wish my hair could stay like this, but I know once it dries up, it's gonna go. So I guess now I should explain why a poly relationship is kind of ideal for me. If you would have asked me 5, maybe even 2 years ago, what was my ideal relationship, I wouldn't have said anything about a poly relationship. But after learning about it, and like, I read so many books with poly relationships, and I was just like, this makes sense. What made me look into them is the idea of cheating. A lot of people wonder why people cheat and if you can still love someone even if you cheat and all of these different things. And I was just looking into why others cheat, and it makes sense. You can't expect one person to be your everything. Usually when there's a monogamous, usually when there's those type of relationship and they have an understanding and they have good communication and all of those things, they usually have someone outside of their relationship that they get other things from. And when I say other things, I don't mean in like a sexual way. Usually you have a best friend that you go to, or you have someone else that you can get from them what you can't get from your partner. Like, you can't expect your partner to just be all-encompassing of everything. You can't expect them to have everything. Am I explaining this right? Okay. So after looking into that, I was like, this is probably why people cheat. One, because there's not good communication within the relationship, because I feel like if you just communicated, you would have little to no issues if you communicated well, if you expressed how you felt and addressed issues once they came up. And I feel like in a poly relationship, these things are forced. Like, you have to communicate when you're in a poly relationship. It's 3 or more people in the relationship, so you all have to be on the same page for the relationship to work. And you're just forced into communication. And I love that idea of having to talk. And one thing you really talk about heavy within those type of relationships is your emotions. Another thing is, you're not leaning on one person for everything. You have 2 other people or more that you can go to for a different type of support, whether it be emotional, physical, different things. Like, I know I'm not a good person to come to when you're crying or feeling down or in an emotional state, because in my mind I process it as, okay, so what are you going to do next? And I know sometimes that's not what you want to hear when you're in that state. So it would be good to have another person there that you can go to for that type of emotional support. Like, I'm terrible at emotional support. When people start crying, so I feel like it would be great to have that balance. I can't expect myself to hold all of the qualities that you want in one person. You can't expect one person to have everything. And I feel like within, I don't know how to, what is this? Within monogamous relationships, you have your partner, yes. And you go to your partner for a lot of things. But certain things you will go to your best friend for, or your mom for, or someone outside of the relationship. You can't expect your partner to hold everything and be everything. And I feel like within a poly relationship, I completely forgot about my hair. I feel like within a poly relationship, you don't have to involve others when something is happening. Like, if you guys are arguing or fighting, you don't have to involve your friends or family within that issue, because you have another partner that you can discuss these things with. It just removes the emotions of your family. Now when y'all go through issues and you speak to your family or friends about it, they feel some type of way, and when you bring them around, now they looking at them funny. And I feel like being in a poly relationship kind of eliminates that, because you have someone else within your relationship that knows exactly what's going on, that you can bounce ideas off of and talk to. And you don't have to have that bad blood when you go to family gatherings or things like that. So I just feel like, for me, a poly relationship would be ideal. I don't know. I feel like because a lot of people don't speak up and say what they want and say how they feel, it ruins a lot of good possible relationships. And I feel like within a poly relationship, you have to talk, or it's gonna be like disastrous. And everyone within that relationship knows that you have to talk because of the possible disaster that can happen. It just makes sense to me. Why they're all cooperating right now, because usually they're not cooperating. I can see that right now. What are you guys' thoughts on relationships? Monogamy, polygamy, polyamory. Like, what do you guys think about relationships, different types of relationships? Look at this wheel. So I just found this chunky guy. I think this might be the biggest lock I have, maybe. I'm not sure. Look at this. Chunky. He's so chunky. Not chunky no more. I feel like me finding two guys that are gonna be into that type of relationship would be like finding unicorns. I know they exist, but where will I find them? Where? But yeah, let me know what you guys think about different type of relationships, and what do you want me to talk about in the next video? Like, what are you guys interested in hearing? These rap and chat videos can be about anything. Let me know what you guys would like to hear about in next week. I'll see you guys in next week's video. I feel like